To call home. I haven't seen December. No.
You're listening to WeP3 Radio on Foxhole Internet Radio Network. Now on WeP3 Radio, Ryan Weaver, December.
There she goes again. She's crying tears no one's heard. She throws $1.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Tom Cruise, roll out.
You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 and 6 Patriot Playtime. We are We the People, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Good evening. Andrea Eichmann here with the People's Patriot Project. We are bringing you another episode of our weekly show / podcast called We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Every week we bring you a guest, many times a new musician, and sometimes we share all the good and not so good things happening in our world. This week, our incredible guests are Brian Kendzor and Scotti, Fraser. We would like to throw out some call outs to Bourbon Battle Buddies, super strong supporter of our mission. In fact, Jay Train is here with us himself. Scotti, we thank you. Jeremy Daniels, Derek Iozio, Catch 22 support, Contagion Effect with Eric Mello. You guys are awesome. Gabriel Wren, J. Mark Bailey, Janine, and the gang. Also, big thank you to all of you. Thanks for being here weekly and daily. Shannon Book, a friend and a brother to many of us. And then all those others that we've gotten to put pause on and meet face to face, or maybe just all those new friends we have. Listen, if you are joining us and your name is not showing up on the screen, we would like to see who is commenting and sharing with us. So there is a link called streamyard.com/Facebook. If you use that, it will bring your name up on the screen. So we don't forget, we know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. We wear our green because we won't go unseen. Before we get started with tonight's show, I would like that you take off your hats, stand if you can, and cover your heart, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There it is.
Boom, here we go.
This was a weird thought, but as we get older, we're going to have to put more time at the end.
Whoa.
That is weird.
What
Why would you think I was getting older?
I know, right? But it's going to happen. So
you just say getting older?
Me. I need more time to get it back in my chair and get my blanket over my lap and,
Blanket away the aches and pains. You act like it's cold out right now. Is it an Afghan blanket?
No, not an Afghan. Where's Cardington? I need one from
yourself?
I could, but no.
What an amazing high. What an amazing weekend. Happy belated Veterans Day to all. Jokingly had the chance to get on a stage this weekend, maybe someplace down in the great state of Texas. Got to share the message about too many flags. It's really hard to give that message when you're in Texas because I know Texas loves their flag. And you know what? State flags are amazing. National flags are the most amazing. And we'll get all the other ones fitted in how we need to. But these stinking Marines, I tell you what, I don't know. They want to have their birthday. Okay, we all know Friday was Marine birthday, but they want that to creep into every day. They want to, and they find every reason. I'm surprised I didn't see a Marine uniform on Saturday.
Hey, they can have their day. That's just what I read every other post. They can have their day.
One of the funniest and classiest things I saw was there was an auction item at Mr. Fraser's event, Sergeant Records event, Vet Fest. They actually auctioned off a box of crayons, and it was a high money taker. I mean, clearly there were some hungry folk in the crowd.
Was it the big box with the sharpener?
It was a multi-pack, and actually the winner of that auction, I met her at our venue there at noon today here in Texas in Houston, and got her crayons, and she was a veteran as well. And the really cool thing about that is that she knew that, she probably really wasn't about to eat crayons, but she knew where the money was going to go to our toy drive to get toys to kids of financially challenged veterans. So it was just really cool that she partook in the fun. Folks were partaking in the fun because they knew that the money's going to go to a good.
Do you know, did she hand out some of those snacks? I just want to do a real quick sound check. Is everyone hearing everyone all right?
Yes.
Okay.
I hear y'all really good.
Yeah, I can hear really good.
Perfect. Scotty was broken up a little bit for me, but that might just be my connection. So that's
Yeah, you froze up on me a little bit.
Well, Mr. Fraser and Mr. Kendzor, welcome to our show tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. An honor.
Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
I know you've been on the road all day. You got time to do the news?
I got a little bit in. I didn't catch a lot this week, though, so it's going to be a lot shorter than it was last week. The month of November is Military Family Month, and this observance recognizes challenges that family members face in support of their loved ones in uniform. The commitment of the family and the dedication. Without it would be impossible for our military to remain organized and focused. They are the heroes that stand behind our heroes, and they keep the fires burning at home, no matter the distance between their loved ones. This month honors the parents and children who stay behind and love their family members that are on active duty to protect the interests of this nation. November 13th is the start of Hunger and Homeless Awareness Week. This takes place between the 13th and the 21st of November every year. It is designed to create awareness about the big problem the less fortunate face in our society. With the holidays around the corner and they're beginning to hit in most places, it can be a particularly difficult time for many people, especially those that are struggling with food and shelter. Data shows that about 43 million Americans live below the poverty level, and 1 in 5 children is affected by poverty. On any given night, there are over 600,000 homeless people in the U.S., and on any given night, there are over 140,000 homeless children in the U.S., and over 60,000 veterans are homeless. That's difficult to think about from my own perspective, knowing that I can help out with that, but it's part of the mission, and we're gonna do what we can. I'm gonna hold myself accountable for my part, and that's all I'm gonna say about it.
I love it. Miss Cyclone's got my note.
Yeah, that was it for the news, brother.
Miss Cyclone's got my note.
Oh. Yeah, but I'm not sure I understand.
All right. Real quick, I'd like to thank Jeremy Daniels for being on. Thanks, brother, for always coming and being part of the show. Tucker Hart, man, you won, in my opinion, and I did my own little award ceremony down in Texas, unbeknownst to everyone else, but the most genuine human being on the face of the earth. Tucker Hart is a workaholic, I will call. Was there. What a blessing you are to have in our lives, brother. And just your nature, your candor, your craftsmanship, your drive, all that. We appreciate you, brother. It doesn't go unnoticed. It's something that we see, and everyone else, I'm confident, sees as well. Miss Kim Gwinner, good to see you here, sister. Already said Jeremy Daniels. Yeah. And we got people jumping in, jumping out constantly. We'll try to keep up with that. Again, like I said, this weekend we had the awesome opportunity to go down to the great state of Texas. We had the awesome blessing to, well, for the first time, put pause on Mr. Fraser. We jokingly on pre-show didn't get to touch the beards, but got to meet John Swat, amazing veteran musician. Aaron Curtis Owen, we've had him on the show before, and I just got to have a downright awesome, amazing conversation with him, knowing his life, knowing what he's doing, and just love having him in our network. I did get a chance. I met Jason, and I don't. You're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce his last name because I don't want to destroy it.
Metreon.
Yeah, that's one that that must be Irish or something. I don't know, but
I don't know what it is.
It's I say it in joke, but the Military Broadcast Radio. I'm having a moment. Why can't I? We've had her on
Tracy and Brandy. Yeah, Tracy and Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy. Yes. Yep. Tracy's new for us, and I had amazing conversations with her. She's really excited about what we're doing, and we're excited about what she's doing, and was gonna just it's gonna all come together at some point. It's really awesome. But this was hosted and led by Sergeant Records. First of all, Scotti, tell us a little bit about Sergeant Records and what the mission is of Sergeant Records.
Sergeant Records is something I started. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I was a sergeant in the infantry of the Marine Corps with service in the Middle East. When I came back home, I felt, and I got out of service, I felt kind of very alone and disconnected. I know a lot of us feel that way. So I didn't want anyone else to have to feel that way. So my love of music and me being a performing artist that tours throughout Texas and a recording artist, I started a record label / production company called Sergeant Records. And this time, this go around, the music is the mission. And our mission is to bring hope and empowerment to America's heroes through the healing powers of music so that no one feels alone. We put on live events, and we're going to start recording our artists and putting out content. And we put on these live events to bring camaraderie and unity, connect people, connect veterans to resources, and really to put smiles on faces and welcome people home.
Yeah, outstanding. An amazing event this weekend. I would be remiss if I did not mention Saloon Door Brewing. If you are in the Houston area, I can bona fide qualify and say if you like, hey, check this out, Jeremy Daniels. If you like tacos, probably, and I'm really a staunch food critic, their brisket tacos were absolutely the best brisket taco I've had in my entire life. Amazing. Now, it is a brewery, and I know that's not everyone's jam, and I get that. I'm a stout drinker, a dark beer drinker, and they had like eight amazing stouts and porters, and it was really amazing. They do it right. They do it good. The service was amazing. Saloon Door Brewing, you know how to do it right. And I also do know that there is now a built-in relationship. They were excited to have Mr. Fraser's event down there. And I don't know if you want to make that announcement, Scotti. They asked a little something of you.
Yeah, they are big, very big Patriot family that owns that place. They love our veterans. They love our first responders. And they've asked us to make Saloon Door our home base, our home venue. So in so many words, that's our place. That's our venue. That's our place. And, we want to make that to be something that, hey, look, the way I saw it was a couple hundred strangers walked in the door, and it was all family by the time we left that place. And that's what we do there. That's what Sergeant Records does. It's not about me. It's not about any one member of my staff. It's not about volunteers. It's about family.
Yeah. I left the musician out, and it wasn't by cause or purpose or reason, but and the weird part about this amazing family is when we started this, we ran into a network of musicians in Texas 5 years ago. We invited them to come up to do an event in Minnesota, and we got very close. And in fact, 3 of the artists we brought to Minnesota actually started a tour group down in Texas. Gen 4, Don Kurz. The real Doug Lane was involved with that. We wanted Stephen John to be with us, but he was busy dealing with his own things at that time. But BJ Leggett, which oddly enough fits into Mr. Fraser's network, only because BJ works for the Semper Fi Foundation.
Semper Fi and America's Fund, yes.
Yep, Semper Fi Fund. And is directly, closely associated with Scotti Fraser, but you guys have never met.
It's the first time we met in person. We've been doing business together on the phone for quite a while. So I'm part of the Semper Fi and America's Fund business entrepreneurship program as I started Sargent Records. And he's my program lead. So he's from right down the road in Waco, Texas, which sometimes right down the road in Texas means 4 hours away. But yeah, it's the first time we met in person, and that was totally impromptu to bring him up on stage and have him perform. And he's got a beautiful voice, really, really great control on the guitar, and it was really an awesome experience to see him get back on the stage.
It was awesome, and a live relationship in our network. Mr. DJ Elm was also in attendance and was on our first year of shows way back. I won't say he loves to tell his story, but he's open to telling his story about military sexual trauma and his experiences with that. It was the first time that my eyes were completely opened to how, on occasion, how rank our cultures can be at time, or the people in our cultures. And I didn't know that piece existed. I knew that the male on female assaults were regular, but I didn't know the male on male assaults were something that was even a thing. And that's my naivety. And DJ does a great job of getting out there and sharing his story. And he's been working in the search and rescue sectors of military and veteran projects. And so had been connected with Jake Stovall with SARS, Gulf SARS, and the Cajun
Navy.
Cajun Navy. That's right. Thank you. Yeah. So it was great and awesome to rub elbows with the best and build new relationships. And I'm just constantly excited about where we're going, what we're doing, how we're getting it done. And it's all for the sake of visually, conceptually, and physically making a difference in the lives of those who have served our communities and our country. Mr. Brian, we see you. We see you. I told you we try very hard not to get you lost in this. I'm sorry. Except we're going to get you into an event is what we're going to do, and then we get to do the same thing with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
You recently came onto the WeP3 network. Tell us about your mission, brother.
Yeah, well, a little bit about myself. I'm a 15-year Navy veteran. I was parachute rigger in the Navy. Since then, I've been in the fire department, EMT, so I kind of work in that sector. And I do a lot of work with, helping veterans and helping people less fortunate than me in my area. So recently, I got involved with a program called Just Listen in our area, where I've become a recovery coach. And so when we have veterans that come into that program, I'm the go-to guy that kind of guides them through and helps them in recovery. So I'm really happy to be involved in that. And of course, I'm happy to be working with People's Patriot Project. My company is called Smart Living, and it encompasses some sailing instruction. I'm a sailing instructor. We have some leadership courses, but I have a education, a store that I educate about called the Wellness Company, and it's about bringing healthy things into your home and getting chemicals out of your home, which I feel really good about. And the philanthropic portion of that is where I was able to connect with People's Patriot Project. So now when I show it to folks and they start switch their shopping over there, we get a funnel of commission income back to the People's Patriot Project. So I'm looking forward to working on that really hard with Andrea. We'll be putting out information regularly on the website about overviews that I do and share with people on how they can get involved and at least check it out, see if it's for them. And if they can not only help themselves, but help, WeP3 as well.
Oh, Peterson's mute. I mean, he's muted.
Right, yeah. Drink of ice water, and you get that clumpy thing of ice at the bottom, and you're trying to drink it, and it splashes in your face. I learned it about a dozen shows ago that no one wants to hear or see that, so I tried to mute it, and then I muted my. There's a reason for everything, folks. There's a reason for everything. Brian, it's amazing you having on board, and it's always so awesome when we find someone that's out there in the network that is self-driven and sees the value in what we're trying to get done, and we don't have to be the driving force of it. There's a lot of times people come on board and they're like, yeah, we can do this, and this, and then they don't do anything, and it's like, well, we don't need more people adding stuff to the table. We need more people to continue. We constantly, here's an example. All weekend, my Facebook page was down. I made the huge faulty error of the only way I can get back into my Facebook account is by having my computer. I thought I was really cool and ahead of the game and all life was good. And I didn't even take a laptop down to Texas, which is like the first time I've never carried my computer. Well, I couldn't get onto Facebook, so we couldn't do the lives that we wanted to do at Mr. Fraser's event. We haven't gotten Jonathan hooked up to be an administrator in those pages, or we could have done that. And I was trying to surprise Jonathan. For a lot of people, and I'm jumping all over the place because there's so much news from this weekend and what's happening in the future. On occasion, when we see a value of people that have boots on the ground, making a difference and taking care of people, we present a guide on that is the WeP3 guide on. I won't do it any justice. Scotty's got one behind him right now, but it is this guide on with a real guide on pull. Many shows ago, Mr. Fraser said he would love to carry the flag, and as you notice, we did have a banner made with his name being part of the shock and awe, and he was presented with a guide on to represent basically being willing to go into the storm. We know that our veterans and first responders are running into burning buildings. They're running into the action. Actually, the real truth is they're walking because that's how we're trained so that we can assess as we go in. But we are the ones moving into spaces. Derek Iozio, good to see you, brother. I was almost close enough to touch your beard. Almost close enough. There are, outside of home station WeP3, there are now 3 guidons in the world. I had the awesome, amazing ability to present 2 of them this weekend with the amazing work Jonathan Crochet does with Bourbon Battle Buddies and him coming on to help and work with the People's Patriot Project. Again, we presented him with a banner and a guide on, and Mr. Fraser got a guide on and a banner as well. I will gladly share that Adam Jones down in Georgia with Feed the Heroes Foundation is carrying one of the guide-ons. And we've had many discussions. There are many people that we have discussions about who is worthy of carrying. we call it the beacon. It is a guidon. We're trying to affix a green light to the top of these things. So the goal and the idea is that when people see the green, because we're not going to go unseen, is that it's a place of safety. It's an oxymoron. If you guys don't understand our branding, you'll see in the background we have a pixelated black camo with our unseenable. That's not even the right language, but language arts teacher. We put that green on there because our veterans and first responders don't necessarily want to be seen. They want to do their job, and at the end of the day, they want to go home safely with their families. And the truth of the matter is they don't always get to come home. And that's a physical message, and it's an emotional message because they're carrying the weight of their communities and their country. And it's always awesome how the impromptu speech happens when we're working through this. But I'm hoping to make the branding of the WeP3 show us your we. Show us your we. And I forgot to say at the beginning, I'm trying to create a graphic and a video piece that says, let's grow. And that comes from our new positive spin on PTSD and having post-traumatic growth rather than sitting back and you're not spoiled, you're not broken. We're with you. If you need your moment, take your moment. If you want to be part of a mission, come find us. Oh, I could just... Scotti Fraser, what song you want to roll with right off the bat? Jonathan, did you get that other one loaded?
Yeah. Background music.
Is it?
I would say. So which songs? So we've got Never Surrender, Red, White, and Blue, and Do or Die.
And the new one. Do you know what it's titled, Jonathan?
Yeah. These Colors Don't Run.
Oh, These Colors Don't Run.
Okay, we could play that. I will tell you that song is a brand new song. It has not been released to streaming yet, so you all will be debuting it, and I'm very honored for that. It's a song that I wrote specifically about my brothers that I served with. It's about a couple of kids that felt that fire in their gut on 9/11, that wanted to sign up and go all in, and if it meant to lay down their lives, they were willing to do that, whatever it took to serve their country. And it's about that brotherhood that through years of faded tattoos never seems to die.
This is Scotti Fraser. These Colors Don't Run.
When we were young, before we went to war, we learned to fight on the California shore. Through mud and rain, we marched in rank and file, carried that pack, the pain of every mile. These colors don't run. These colors don't run. Into the setting sun. These colors don't run. In camouflage, we learned to love the pain. Through sleepless nights and every shot downrange. We made a promise that September day. They said we're crazy to be that brave, but these colors don't run. These colors don't run into the setting sun. These colors don't run. Like these tattoos, when the ink starts to blur, I'll smile and think of you, because these colors don't run. These colors don't run. From dawn to setting sun, these colors don't run. These colors don't run. These colors don't run. From the dawn until the setting sun, these colors don't run.
That is Scotti Fraser. These colors don't run. I
Awesome.
don't always do everything right. That video doesn't go with the song, but it more was fitting. It's actually a loop video that we have created for when there's not a video that goes along with a song, and usually they're patriotic, and I thought it fit very well.
I thought it fit really, really well, and I appreciate you that you closed with the Alamo there. It felt like you kind of did that just for me.
It's my expertise. It was all planned. I was hoping it would end on the Devil's Tower with the flag, but it is what it is. It's the sneaking Alamo. Did the Marines, were they part of the Alamo back in the day?
Well, we will take credit for it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. As you should. Yeah. Gosh.
Thank you for playing the song. That's really cool. It's a very special song to me, and it's the first time it's been out there. So, thank you. I mean, it's special that y'all are the ones that are playing it for the first time. So, thank you.
Cool. Thanks for recording it too. It's an awesome tune.
Thank you so much.
We feel special. Yeah, great song, man. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Just gotta move forward with some things, right? What are the biggest pieces you're working on in your mission right now, Brian?
What are the biggest pieces? Well, I mentioned, to me, the recovery coaching thing is huge because there's so much issue with addiction and mental health, not only in our area, but all over the place. And it just overlaps into the veteran community so much. And there's so few places dealing with it, on a one-on-one basis. So that's something I'm really focused on here. And I hope I can bring that, some of that education to People's Patriot too, and maybe expand outside of my area. In addition to that, through the partnership that I've set up with you, I'm hoping to involve, this audience in that store and that wellness group, because it certainly has the ability to bring some revenue into the People's Patriot Project through, it's kind of like the old Amazon Smiles program where people shop one place and another place gets commission. And I think, by having more revenue and more funds in your mission, it just allows you to do it greater. So for me, that's going to be my goal, is to step up and try and make that happen. Obviously it's not as sexy as making a great tune and doing live concerts and stuff like that, but in my way, it's my way I can support the mission. And I have to tell you, when I first came across People's Patriot Project and read the mission, I knew as soon as I read through your mission statement, that's something I got to be involved in, because it really hit home. It was like it was speaking right to me. So thrilled to be here.
It elates me to hear your words. I'm going to do a harsh reprimand on you at this time, and I hope you can handle this.
I can.
Please never minimize your efforts and your skill set and your talent, because what you do is amazing regardless, and we appreciate you. So that's as harsh as it comes. I'm going to put a message out there only because of some of the comments that are coming across. Our guests don't get to see the plethora, some weekends hundreds, some weekends thousands of messages we get during our show. I'm going to say if your messaging isn't positive and isn't directed to be helpful, we're going to delete your messages. There's our truth. And if it continues, sadly and unfortunately, we don't want to close the door on anyone, because we believe that there is a purpose and a need and a reason to have everyone in this message and in this show. But if it just comes to a point where it doesn't seem like it's fitting for our mission, sadly, and we've never ran into this ever, we'll have to unfortunately close this relationship. I had an interesting conversation with from what I understood, a 20-year veteran at the airport on Friday night as I was heading down to Texas. And I get it on occasion that there are some people so hurt and so scathed by their service, and that hurts my heart to say that. This gentleman wanted to tell me how corrupt the government was and how, and I'm like, that's not the message we're going to go with. You can sit there and let that be your burden and sit there, and literally this is what's happening. My question came back to him, and he got mad at me, and that's okay. I go, well, what are you doing? Because this message, sitting here at a bar getting ready to get on an airplane, this message isn't saving anybody. This message isn't helping anyone. We need to be boots on the ground, and that was his anger, and I totally got his anger. I wasn't going to change his mind, and he wasn't going to change my mind. I do think when I was on the airplane, I was the benefit of some of his maybe thank you. There happened to be a couple of beverages that came my direction. I had no idea where they came from. I wasn't wearing anything better, and I was wearing our Remember Everyone Deployed shirt, our red shirt. So I don't know if that was something that, whatever. But Scotti, you keep throwing, you're allowed to do these shout outs yourself, brother. You know that, right?
You know what? You were on with your flow, and I didn't want to step on you.
Step all the way. Our Sunday night shows is about our guests. We get our Monday night at 4:30 during our debrief. That's where the People's Patriot Project does their show. This is Brian and Scotti Fraser's show tonight.
Okay, well, hey, I didn't want to step on your toes, and I have respect for Brian. I don't want to step on his toes. Thank you for saying that what I do is sexy and all that. I appreciate that. But definitely I will piggyback on what Mark said, and what you do is very, very important. We're all on the same mission. We just have a different tool. Right. So someone mistakenly gave me a microphone years ago, and I never let go of it. So that's my tool, and you have a different tool. So thank you for that. But yeah, Joe Allen Christie. Yeah, y'all listen to Tucker Hart and John Swat right now at Vet Fest in Texas. Please find all three of them on all streaming music services, and you will be very, very happy and better off for it.
Yeah.
Get out there. This is how our amazing musicians get the exposure. Like and share. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, go to WeP3 Radio, and that will also do that. Share that out with people. Tucker Hart, John Swat, Joe Allen Christie. We're going to work on getting Mr. Owen out there, Aaron Curtis Owen. He doesn't have any viable recorded stuff, but I know that's in Scotty's. He's working in that space. We have the opportunities now to do that with it's a fully launched product, but it's not. Our plates are full. We need more people. I'm going to say this again. But Pop Smoke Entertainment is a thing, and we're going to grow that thing. We're working with Sheriff 55 and J. Mark Bailey and Gabriel Wren, who are putting together some packages for us. And again, it's not a competition piece. It's just a way we're going to push our veterans and first responders to the front. We're going to give them the exposure that they need. And ultimately, these men and women, because they're in the mission, A, it's therapeutic for themselves. B, their songs are therapeutic to people that listen to it. C, it fits a niche that helps veterans and first responders. And it's an amazing soundboard for making a difference. What can people do to assist? Time, talent, and treasure. Reach out to the People's Patriot Project. You can go to our page. If you want to go directly to Sergeant Records and work with them, you can do that. We allow that opportunity. This is a collaboration. If you're interested in working in the maritime skills and the health benefit related things, I know that Brian mentioned it later. We do have a Melaleuca platform that if you're into health products and making your life cleaner, you can get into that. We'll get that information out. You can go to www.thepeoplespatriotproject.org, and we'll be working on getting that. It's a brand new webpage, and it needs some work. And if your skill set in webpage, we would love to have you come on board. It's kind of, I hope I don't offend anyone when I say this, it's kind of like our redheaded stepchild, because it is a piece that's there because the rest of the world says it needs to be there. But our major communication platforms are social media, and we're not even really good at that. I mean, we do the best we can with what we got, but we could always use people that know more than we do. Why is my Facebook shut down for a weekend on one of the most important weekends? We need to have our Facebook page up.
So I will jump in there real quick. I don't know if he's logged on watching it right now, but my right-hand man, Mr. Jason Metrion, my operations guy with Sergeant Records. If you like the stuff you see at ScottyFraser.com, if you like the stuff you see at SergeantRecords.com, that's your guy right there. He's got an eye and a talent for it. And I think it'd be worth reaching out, and I'll connect with him, about some possibility of giving some web help, just to scratch
That
each
would be
other's backs,
amazing.
help each other
That'd
out.
be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. He's really talented at it.
I do think we have a way to keep a lot of people very busy, and that's the caveat to this is there's so much work to be done, and there's not enough people doing the work. And so you ask how you can help. What's your skill set? Time, telling the treasure. If you got time, we can fit you in. If you got a talent, we can find a place for you. And everyone, our entire world is standing here with their hand out looking for that treasure. If you know people that have the resources, that always helps. A lot of times we're looking, and I never ask people to donate their time. I mean, I say that and I'm saying, hey, we need time. But people that are running businesses that are in the web industry, I'm like, this is how you feed your family. And I get it. So we get what we pay for. And a lot of times we don't have a ton of resources because we're helping veterans and first responders with weekly missions with the People's Patriot Project. Exciting piece. I did meet a vendor at Sergeant Records Vet Fest that works in the legal world down in Texas, and we actually have 2 Texas asks and family practices that I will definitely get those contacts to them, and I'm excited about that because
that's my guy Chris. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oddly enough, they moved from Minnesota 3 months ago down into Texas, which was kind of funny to have that conversation. And
maybe they're surfers and they found better waves.
Agreed.
Warmer waves for sure.
Scotti, what are you working on right now?
I am in the finishing process in the studio at a really great studio here in Houston, Texas, and I'm finishing the last couple songs that will be my second album. So it'll be January or February release 2024 of my second album, and y'all just heard one of the tracks off of that. So I'm really working hard trying to finish that. It's a lot of late nights, studio. It's working a lot of time away from the family and stuff, but we're pretty close to getting it done. It'll be 10 songs, and there'll be some fun stuff, some love songs, but there'll definitely be some songs about service and the brotherhood and sisterhood and that kind of thing. So
outstanding. We have a Facebook user that's very active right now, and I do want to throw up the link one more time. We would love to know who we're talking to and seeing. We don't want to leave anyone out, and we appreciate you being here. You're going to do that, Miss Eichmann?
I already got it.
Things at once here. You're amazing.
I got it.
Thank you.
We can go now. It's official.
Officially, we can start. Gabe, are you coming back from California? Mr. Wren, Mr. Bailey, Janelle, and Sal Gonzalez did an event out in Southern California this last weekend, and it was a piece that I would have loved to have been part of, but we were already booked into. We were actually booked into 2 Veterans Day events this weekend, and we can only be at so many places at once. And heading home to Nashville. It's good to have you here, brother, man. And Facebook users are going to reach out to Andrea soon. I appreciate that.
Hey, let me throw out too that Sal Gonzalez. I've been following his career for a little while through. Got connected to him and some of the other Nashville military veteran artists through my buddy Malachias, who's been so gracious and just really become family. But Sal Gonzalez is something really special. I mean, a lot of them out there in Nashville are doing some really cool stuff. It's inspirational, to me here. And so if you're listening and you hear that name Sal Gonzalez, find him on all streaming music services. He's out there and he's playing and he's traveling. The guy has got a big voice.
Huge.
So he's not a super big dude, but he's got a big voice and he's awesome.
if you want to test your fervor, this is what I'll ask you to do. Grab a box of Kleenex and just sit it there. I'm not asking you to use it. And go listen to his song Heroes. And I test you not to use that box of Kleenex. His song Heroes is absolutely one of the most gut-wrenching, amazing stories. It's real. For people who don't know Sal, he is a combat wounded vet. He's an amputee vet. And he had a little conversation with his father when he came back from being wounded, and he's sitting in the I can't remember the name of the hospital. Anyway, his father calls him a hero because he made it back, and Sal makes the statement, the heroes were the ones that didn't come home. And it's real life lived experience. And so
Mark, is that song in the playlist on WeP3 Radio?
Absolutely, it is.
Excellent. You know, I spent Veterans Day down at the. I'm in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. I spent Veterans Day down at the Harley Museum because they had a big event down there, and food and museum stuff and some music. And I talked to a lot of vets. It just turns into a big social. And mentioned, People's Patriot Project and the radio station. Nobody, I couldn't find one person that heard of it. But
I know.
I'm telling you right now, there's 30 people that know about it now.
Absolutely.
I wrote down the radio station. So I think the key is getting the word out. I mean, you guys are doing great events down in the southern area, which is awesome, but we need to get the word out in other areas. Andrea and I got to get working on the Midwest, right?
Big time. Big time.
100%. Your message is not wrong, brother. And it's as simple as, because it's a web-based radio station, if you went on and searched WeP3 Radio, it'll be the first one that pops up. But we're throwing the link in right now. It is 100% veteran and first responder music. Scott, this new one, or Scotti, I apologize. This new song hasn't been released yet. Can that go on the radio?
Yes.
Okay.
You have
I don't want to overstep.
For you guys, yes. Absolutely. For you guys, yes.
And I'm excited to say we're excited. I mean, we try to be aggressive. We try to be out front, but just the awesome opportunity to debut your song Colors. These colors don't run. Absolutely. Thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Yes, Gabriel, 1 second at a time, brother. Congratulations, Gabriel Wren. He's part of Trinity Productions out of Nashville, does videos and other video production, music videos, let's put that straight. And his Tony Jackson music video hit #1 on CMT this week. So congratulations. And we probably need to get Tony onto the show, brother. I'm putting that in your lap. We've got some openings coming up, and so let's get Mr. Jackson onto the platform and onto WeP3 Radio. Thanks, brother. Now the ball's in your court. Oh gosh, what an amazing family we have.
Yes.
What is next for you, Brian?
What's next for me?
Yes.
Well, like I said, trying to get the word out in our area about People's Patriot Project and trying to get the word out in our family about what I do and how I can, help support the mission, both financially and with things that I can do. So that's going to be my goal, is to step back and say, where can I help? Where can I fit in?
Oh, our new friend is here.
Yeah.
Tracy, good to see you. We're excited to have you. And again, we'll be connecting here amazingly soon to get you into our space and vice versa. We're excited to be part of that partnership and and just growing. Let's grow. Let's grow.
That's right.
Mr. Fraser, what is next for you, brother?
Well, like I mentioned, finishing this album and with the Sargent Records, we're going to keep moving forward. We had a very, very successful event. As you saw, it was really good. And I want to, before I give the next point, I'm looking at a couple really big, well-wrapped boxes of Christmas toys. And I don't know how many toys we got in there, but maybe 100. But folks came out and they brought toys that are going to go to these kids. And I'm a dad, and I love it. I love this kind of thing. I've got a couple ideas, and we're going to move forward with some more live events. We'll be doing more at Saloon Door, and some other possible bigger announcements that can't go out right now. But we got more events coming up, possibly in January, and I'm looking at maybe doing my I do a show I call Live 25 every couple months, and I bring in a number of acoustic artists or artists that'll play acoustic, and I give them 25 minutes to play songs, share the stories behind the songs. I try and give a lot of time to veteran artists, but also civilian artists that support us, and we usually center it around a cause. And January, it does get cold in Texas, my friends. It does, drop. Yes, it does drop below 90 here, Mark. You would not believe it. It actually gets really cold here. And I would like to do my Live 25 show and do the Sargent Records Presents Live 25 blanket drive and do a drive to get new blankets for folks, because in Texas, we lose power in the winter. The Texas power grid isn't really cut out for 30-degree weather. So we'll lose power. It'll get cold in the houses, and try and get blankets to people and center it around a concert.
I feel like there's a collab opportunity here when we've got
you're reading my mail. You're
like
reading my mail.
Operation Texas Strong, who gives out RVs down in Texas for homeless vets, and that would be a great blanket. Because they need blankets there, and another piece that they need when they have these RVs is
that's great. We need a place for them to go. That's awesome.
And oddly enough, so the RVs don't work well when it's north of a certain parallel, and I always say the Mason-Dixon line, but it does no good to have the RVs in Minnesota when you get below 40, because they can't keep them heated the way they need to be. But so there does need to be a drive for fuel to keep those RVs warm as well. Again, I don't want to take away from your mission at all, Scotti, but I think it doesn't hurt to get us all in the same room to have those kinds of conversations.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's make that happen.
I like that idea. Love that.
Yeah,
cool.
Sounds great.
Cool. I actually just announced it just with y'all, so it's just a new idea, and we're bringing it to the venue and going to move forward with it. So
this was a piece that Tracy brought up this weekend, that apparently down in the Houston area, Tunnels to Towers opened a facility down there, which blows my mind, which is great, because I knew they always worked in scholarships. And I think there's a lot of times there's a little bit of confusion about what organizations are doing. And we need to fix that problem as well and make sure we get the message and the word out of what people are doing. The People's Patriot Project is an all-inclusive, all genre, all ask, all pieces. We try to help veterans in every plausible way. And if we can't do it, we reach out to the almost 300 organizations we're affiliated with to make sure that they know. We ask Bobby Krutzinger all the time if there's RVs in other parts of the country that we can help facilitate a home for homeless vets. We've been able to facilitate that in Florida. And again, we don't take credit for that. We give the credit to the people that have boots on the ground and make the mission happen. Mr. Roche helped that mission when Bourbon Battle Buddies. And I think once you're Bourbon Battle Buddies, you're always Bourbon Battle Buddies. But that's my opinion. but definitely a fixture in the People's Patriot Project. It's driving me nuts because I think we got a super amazing resource here.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Right. We're good.
You got it under control.
I've got this.
Yeah, well, I just want to know.
You will.
Let's throw another Scotti Fraser song into the mix.
Excellent. And I want to know how to be a bourbon bottle buddy.
Bourbon battle buddy.
Yeah. I got a guy. We can
somebody.
Cool.
If you know a guy, raise your hand. There he is. One of my favorites is Do or Die, but I like to say that to the end. Never Surrender or Red, White, and Blue.
How about we go?
Veterans Day. How about Red, White, and Blue?
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to lead into it, Mr. Fraser?
Hey, this is a simple song, a simple 4 on the floor rock and roll song, country rock song, just about love of country. I always introduce it as a love affair that I've been having for quite a while. And, my wife's usually in the crowd, and I say it's a love affair with Lady Liberty. It's a love affair with the red, white, and blue.
Hey, would you work on a song called Too Many Effing Flags for me, please?
I'll get right on it.
All right, I appreciate it. This is Scotti Fraser, Red, White, and Blue.
Seen her out in LA playing with the band. In Carolina, dancing on the sand. She's a star that's slipping through my hands, like the ones that fell on Alabama. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She'll get you high as the Colorado skies, and she shines like those New York City lights. As tough as Texas, and brother, she just might knock you to the ground if you start a fight. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She'll wait there in the harbor, holding up her light. She'll bring a fallen soldier home underneath her stripes. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She's red, white, and blue.
That is Scotti Fraser, red, white, and blue. I would be remiss if I did not take the time, and I know Scotti probably does this enough for himself, but to thank his amazing wife for being part of the mission. And there are so many spouses of our veterans and first responders that go unrecognized, and they are the glue that actually holds it all together. They're in service as well. And then you've got the men and women who continue the mission after their service. Miss Fraser was running. And me and Jonathan did the best we could to be available. And it's not about us at all. She took charge and was large, and it made sure this event went off without a hitch. And it was amazing meeting your wife, Scotti. And you're out of your league, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know how she did that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will pass that on to her as she's out right now. But and she was up bright early this morning, and was back at the venue, giving the silent auction items that a lady Navy veteran won today. And it's amazing to watch my wife work. We've been together for 20 years. We first started dating when we were teenagers, and I chased her for a very, very long time. I've asked her to marry me twice, and the second time she said yes, and that's why we're here. But it's amazing. She's a daughter of a veteran, and it's amazing to watch her go. She has a passion for people. She takes on people's hearts and people's emotions. She cares very greatly for people, and she's really, really special. And I have to be honest that, look, I'm the guy with the microphone, but she's the rock star. You know, when I'm up having a nightmare at 3 o'clock in the morning and screaming and sweating and doing my thing, she's the one that's there to bring me back home and center me and ground me. So whether with that or in business with Sergeant Records, she grounds me. So thank you for recognizing her.
I had the amazing opportunity while you were rubbing elbows, and part of my rubbing elbows is getting to know everyone in the room as well. Got a chance to sit and talk with her for a pretty long period of time, and I just you have been blessed, brother, and she
much more than I deserve. Yep.
She shared probably more of the story than I don't know if you're okay with or not, but it actually allows me to see another big part of how our veterans are supported, and I just appreciate both of you. I appreciate your family, except for that Viking liker guy in your house. I don't know what that's all about. But,
Yeah, I
there's a
got a
Viking
football player in the
down in
house that
Texas.
follows the Vikings. Yep, that's right.
Perfect.
Hey, Scotty, I have a question. That was a great tune, by the way. Was that your video or is that Mark again?
Oh, that's my video. That's an official music video
Okay.
that was done by a Houston production company called Check 1-2 Productions. And that's the official music video for that song that's out on YouTube.
Cool. Yeah, it looks great. I was going to say, if that was Mark, he is really good.
Yeah, I can't take any credit for that stuff, man.
So it looks really cool and rock and roll and all that. But I tell you what, we were in that warehouse with that flag hanging, and it was 110 degrees outside with humidity in Texas and like 105 inside. So I was all in black, sweating it out, trying to look cool. So
that's a piece I don't think you ever, when you're sitting in the movie theater or again watching videos, and I don't think the common folk understand or take time to think about it because they're enjoying the moment, they're enjoying the music, they're enjoying the experience they're getting from it. But what pieces the actors and the musicians have to endure during those times isn't always copacetic to what people would like to be doing. And so,
well, yeah, like I mean, we my full band did this. We do some festivals in Texas, and we did one for the League City Music Festival in the summer, and it was May, and it was over 100 degrees. And as Jonathan knows about the humidity we have in this part of the world, and we had to get there hours early just to get into the park to load in. And we're there for hours. The set was an hour long. It takes forever to get out. And, those are the unglamorous things that you're kind of sneaking away to your car to get some air conditioning or, scrounging for water, But we do it because we love it, because I do it because I love serving the people with music. So it's all worth it.
There was a moment where I was just trying to get a window rolled down this weekend, and that was where I was at. I was like, oh, man, I'm dying. Scotty, we know something about humidity in Minnesota, too, okay? Just so you know.
Okay, cool. But our pain. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something different about Texas humidity. I was stationed in Corpus Christi for a while, and I remember leaving the house. I knew I took a shower, but I'd be halfway to work thinking, did I even dry off? When I got out of the shower, it's got its own kind of magic in that humidity down there.
5 years ago, Andrea and I were down in Houston for an education convention for the National Education Association, and it was during the 4th of July. I was sharing with Jonathan the last time I was in Houston. I was sharing bourbon with Kelly Pickler at the hotel down there, and I don't like to use the word hate, but I would stay away from the doorways because when you're in Houston, you have a nice indoor temperature. And if you walk towards the doorway, it's like the devil's breath hits you in the face. And I'm like, and then I didn't realize half the town is underground, actually. And there's malls under the city of Houston. Right. That was my favorite place. I just stayed down underground. I was okay with that. I don't know how they play baseball out there. Apparently they got a good team or something too. I don't know about that, but
yes,
they're so. Yes.
Oh, Texas has got baseball too, I guess.
Yeah, and football is very much religion here. Our high school football venues are called stadiums.
Good high school football, right?
Yeah. I had a friend from California come and visit, and they said, what college team plays over there? And I said, no, that's where my son will go to play high school football. But but they played in the heat, and they played in the heat and the humidity. And my son is a teenager, and he's an inspiration. I know what it was like hot in Iraq, and he's out there in full pads and gear doing it. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. This is at the time where we first of all, we need to do our mission, our call to action. Everyone's got a device in their space and in there. It takes less than 30 seconds to put out a message to a brother and sister. Now, yes, our mission is to veterans and first responders, but because of the time and era and place we live in, the social emotional things that are happening to our friends and family is a real piece as well. So I do ask for you to reach out to someone in your contact list and say, hey, I was just thinking about you at this moment. We do ask you to do this by a 6-pack. So take roughly, it's 36 seconds, and you can cut and paste that just thinking about you. There's a whole narrative we go into it. If you've been on our show, you know how we talk about it. I do half my business in the day, starting the day off at early morning, coffee and showering and shaving and some other thing, and make sure you can put it out there. I mean, I wouldn't do it at 5:30 in the morning. I have had some people say it's a little too early for them. Please don't message me at 5:30.
Don't message.
I get it. It's I make the confusion sometimes because I don't have my notifications for social media come to my phone. So in my brain, I pretend no one else does either. But that's not true. And I've had a couple conversations. Timing is of essence. Reach out to your brothers and sisters. I do challenge you to reach out to the one person, maybe you have multiples, I hope not, that you had a conflict or misunderstanding with and maybe haven't continued that relationship for whatever reason. I hope the conflict isn't worth enough that you're okay sending them to the grave with that stuff resting in their background or your background. I've missed a couple opportunities in my life. Should have been there. I wasn't. And I challenge you. That's a challenge. I've gone through those steps to try to mediate other relationships in my life. Again, you don't have to do what I do, but I promise you at the end of the day, you'll feel better because you did the right thing and you sent the positive message. And that's therapeutic to me. That's for me. This is a segment where we get into our closing. We always let Jonathan, because of his amazing piece of putting pieces together. Jonathan, what do you got in closing, brother?
I guess maybe it was more or less because it was Veterans Day weekend, but Veterans Day weekend, Scotti mentioned it again tonight, talking with Miss Tracy this weekend. I heard it said again, but when you think of military, right, the average person thinks that this is a trained soldier, right? And he is. But there's a special part of that a lot of people don't get. And the youngest person that I remember from basic training was he was 17, and I've heard multiple times kids, and they're just kids, man. So many of us when we joined, just kids. They're not equipped, they're not prepared for the things that they will go through and we'll see and we'll have to come home and live with. So it's important that, like Scotti is doing and everybody on this screen and so many people in the comments, that we find a way to continue service after service, to be there for these people, to let them know that we've been through what they're going through to an extent. Like we've gone through those battles, we understand, and we're here to walk with you. That's my piece for tonight.
Mr. Fraser.
My final thought is I'm going to pull, being a music guy, I'm going to pull some lyrics out of one of my songs. And I'm going to say that I was broken for a while. There was a drop of blood for every mile. I took all that they gave and lived to fight another day. But if today is all I get, I'll make my mark, and you can bet that I'll never surrender on this life.
Miss Eichmann.
Oh, are you sure? I've got a lot right now. First of all, Scotti, that made me think of Kimmer. Kimmer was on earlier. I'm not sure if she still is, but she is quite a poet as well. And I'm hoping that she gets to spend time with some of our musicians and share some of her words. It's very inspiring. So thank you. Thank you for that. And thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much. It's an
Again,
honor.
and thanks for putting up with these guys the weekend, last night, all day yesterday.
I'll need a vacation after these two. Yeah.
That's right. Right? Yeah. Oh, there's Kimmer. Kimmer, awesome. And Brian, thank you. We'll see each other a lot. So this isn't well, both of you. There's no goodbye. There's just I'll see you soon, and I'll see Scotti sooner or later, I'm sure. And so thank you, Brian, for coming on and sharing and supporting. And you are wiser than most of our guests at this moment with what we do and what we want to accomplish and where we want to go. So having someone else come on and share that message, I think just reinforces it for everybody that was watching. And it's much appreciated, very much appreciated. Joshua Home, and I think he had to leave. He is the gentleman that was very interactive tonight down in Dallas-Fort Worth area. And he's got a lot of acres and he's doing a lot of really cool stuff. Now it's a few months since I visited with him, and he was busy building and fixing. And so I'm going to let him share that when he comes on the show. If you want to check him out, it's Joshua Home, and his foundation is Steel Hope Foundation. Super cool story behind it as well. And then you guys everyone will be seeing a lot about healthy living with Brian leading the charge and me learning, probably stumbling, but learning along the way. And I need to talk to you tonight about things that I need to stock up on now. I've cleaned house, so it's time to move. And I have a few questions. So that, lots more about that. And then I don't know if anyone noticed this little, actually, right here above my head, I think it's the same. There. Reads Across America. And so Peterson and I have been very involved in setting up Fort Snelling with Wreaths, with the Wreaths Across America program. And we did just have, I tried to get a picture. We just had an organizational meeting with the people that actually know how everything works up here in and around Fort Snelling. And it was very cool, very informational. And you'll be seeing plugs. Everyone will be seeing plugs out there. So you guys, it's $17 a wreath. I looked at Cub when I was up there. There's just $29.99 for a wreath. And ours are just as beautiful, if not more so. Just knowing where they go makes it more so, I think. So the wreaths are $17. You can order them anywhere in the country. Find your cemetery if you have people buried there. You can have it. It might be too late at this point. I don't know the official end date for specific grave sites that you can send them to. But what we do is we have a lot of sponsors that will, so pretend like Target Foundation. They ask their people, do you have a grave specific wish? And if not, just donate a wreath. So then there ends up with a whole bunch of extra wreaths out there. And then we put together some volunteers to go deliver those to as many graves as we can. So the wreaths, nope, we're in Minnesota. So Fort Snelling is in Minnesota. So that's where we're working. And then Brian actually made a connection at Wood Cemetery it's in Milwaukee. And was going to mention to people out there as well. So if you just go to, just Google Wreaths Across America, when you go into their website, there'll be a map and you can pick your state. Or if you know a cemetery, you can check and see if they do the wreath laying. A lot of them have ceremonies as well. Most of them are short, about a 30-minute ceremony. just talk about the thank you and the support, and we'll have a speaker share a story, and then we'll have the national anthem, hopefully some coffee and hot chocolate, and then everybody will go out and deliver their wreaths. That's how that works. So if you do, check out if you like to also donate without really donating. So the wreaths are only $17, but if you pick the code that I don't know if I can legally say, so pretend MN0081P, that will bring a donation back to the People's Patriot Project as well. And there are a ton of other groups out there. So if you live in Houston area and you know that a group, a nonprofit sponsors, and you would like to donate to that group, just find them on the list. It's very cool. I didn't know anything about it. I really didn't. I knew it was there, but I didn't know anything about it until I went exploring and learning. So with that said, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It was a good night.
Indeed.
Brian.
Yeah. So, I look forward to, if you're interested in checking out what we're doing with our partnership, we'll have some information out on the Facebook group and probably on the website, or you can contact Andrea. On another note, in my recovery coaching capacity, if you know a vet, somebody that's struggling with trying to recover from some type of addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever it might be, or if they're struggling with some mental health issues, and we might be able to help, you can reach out to me through just-listen.org. We start out with some counseling conversation over the phone. And, I'm the type of person, I have access to trains, planes, and automobiles. So if I got to make a road trip to help a brother out, I'll do that. So, if you got somebody that's struggling and I can help, just reach out to me through one of those avenues, and I'll get in touch with them. So thanks for having me. I'm really, I am brand new with your group, but I'm very excited to be here and to grow into it and help expand into my area.
I would like to say as well, while we're all here, before we shut the show down, that it kind of on what Andrea said, that I feel like this screen right here is going to be moving forward as a group, and I'm excited that we get to continue to work together.
I think mountains will be moved, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Mountains will be moved. We already did our call to action. I'm not speechless, but we've done our mission. We've done our show. We've put the word out. We need to make the beacon shine and make sure people see it. There are many, many organizations that fit into this mission, and it's not just us. We struggle to do the ask, only in the fact that I know we're talking to the men and women who have made the change and made the difference and made life better for everyone else. We do need to focus on the 90% that didn't have skin in the game and maybe didn't get a chance to serve and wanted to. And this is an opportunity to continue the mission for those who want to find a place. It is a place for people to find a place to do something, be proactively involved, and make a difference in people's lives. We would love to have you come on board. I'm going to let you know it's work, and it's tiring work, but our destination is the adventure of making life different and better for those who have ran into burning buildings and have slept without their families out in the old foxholes or battle points. And Miss Gwinner, you're amazing. Keep up the good work, and we consider it a blessing having you in our network as well. It doesn't fall short, or we're excited to see what kind of work we can get done with Miss Tracy Lafort and continue to build this amazing mission. We are blessed again by our brother, Mr. Fraser, and make sure you come check us out on Mondays at 16:30 that is our WeP3 mission date. We call it the WeP3 debrief because there's never a time where you should not have your pants on. That's why we do it. And
Mondays are a good day.
Mondays are a good day. So come check out the debrief, see what the mission is, and see where we're going. And we've got Mr. Fraser one more time. Do or die. Patriot pride.
Semper Fi, do or die.
Listening to my heartbeat pound as daylight fades away. A haunting old familiar sound. The guns go silent and I pray. I'm reading all your letters. I can't get you off my mind. Smoke the day's last cigarette. Thankful I'm alive. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. Helmet for my pillow. I rest on broken glass. Only heaven knows how long can this all last. I lived another day, but trouble's all around. The guns have fallen silent tonight, but the silence is so loud. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. I look up at the stars. Through smoke I see the moon. And I wonder where you are at home tonight. If you can see it too. Another burning city lights the fires in the night. I lie to myself and say that I'm not afraid to die. This war is taking me so far from you. And if we meet again, I'll hold you close and never let you go. But until then, mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die. Mine's not to wonder why. It's just to do or die.